Hey, we're recording. Good morning. Welcome to your 10:15 Gentle class. My name's Janine. I'll be guiding you through practice this morning. Thank you so much. We will not need any props unless you would like a block or you would like a blanket or a pillow or anything. I have a blanket and a pillow right there that stays on my couch. And if I need that, I'm just going to grab it right off my couch because I can. And the blanket's soft. So I like that. So yeah, you can use books as blocks. You can use a tie as a strap. We're not using any of those things, but I'm just saying that when you are practicing, don't forget that you have lots of things in your home that can be used as yoga props. And that makes it very convenient, which is a good thing. And sometimes those props are softer and work a little bit better because they're yours. Yeah. All right. Well, welcome to class. We are going to get started in easy seat. Have a soft gaze. Have just look down, close your eyes, whatever is comfortable for you. Let your hands be in your lap. You don't have to do anything with them. You don't have to do anything right now. Just start to become present. Sometimes sitting still and being silent is so difficult. But when we release the expectation of what it should be, and we release the guilt for having to do something else, it's very rewarding. So give yourself permission to just be still and to just be present and silent. So today's theme is freedom. Freedom of the mind, which is what yoga is. Yoga is freedom of the mind. We have sutras, which are, I don't want to say laws, that's a big word. I would rather say they are words of guidance. Here we go, words of guidance. And one of the sutras is yoga is the sensation of the modifications of the mind. Yoga is the sensation of the modifications of the mind. Sometimes we find ourselves overwhelmed with thoughts, worries, feelings, and it becomes hard to recognize that those thoughts are not who we are. Getting off the merry-go-round is where yoga comes in and helps. So sometimes we have that tape that plays that tells us all these things, and we allow that tape to become a reality, even though we are aware that those things are not true. So allow yoga, allow today's practice to press stop on that tape so that you may have some freedom, so that you may realize how free the mind can be of stress, of expectations, of burdens, of worries and thoughts. And just concentrate on just the breath. Even as we just sit here, just allow the breath to come in and out on its own, allowing the natural rhythm to be the sound and the feeling that you feel right now. Letting the breath settle anywhere that it wants to settle, whether it be the chest, the ribs, or the belly, knowing that there is no wrong answer. Let the mind be free to experience silence and stillness. Lift the chin just a little bit more, allowing it to be parallel with the mat. Let the shoulders relax down the back. Sit back on your sits bones just a little bit more. We're going to move into some small movements. I'm not really doing anything spectacular with the lower half of the body. We're just going to let that settle right here. We're going to ground down into the mat, ground down into the earth's energy. And we're going to allow ourselves to have some gentle movement. Keeping your eyes closed or finding a soft gaze. Take a nice big inhale, sit up nice and straight. As you exhale, let the chin come towards the chest. Just let the head hang. Inhale, bring the head back up to center, and then exhale, just let the head fall back. Remember to allow the shoulders to relax. When we bring our head back, keeping the shoulders out of the ears. Finding a nice stretch in front of the neck. Inhale back up to center. Exhale, chin to chest. Inhale back to center. Exhale back. Inhale, center. Take a nice deep breath in through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. One more time, inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. With your next inhale, sit up tall. Exhale, just look to the right. Inhale to center, exhale to the left. Inhale, center, look to the right. And then look to the left. Then back to center. We're going to take some gentle head circles. You can just stay right here if you don't want to put your head back. Sometimes putting the head back can be a bit much. Or you can take a full head circle. You know, the great thing about yoga is that you get to choose because this is your practice. I'm here just to guide you. Switch in the other direction. And if something doesn't feel right, or if something is painful, or you just know it's not good for the body, then don't do it, skip it. Or take a modification. I tried to give as many modifications as possible. Bring your head back to center. And just sit and feel what shifting all of that energy in the neck and the very top of the shoulders feels like. Perhaps it feels a lot looser or lighter. Perhaps there's no change, and that's okay too. Some gentle twist, right hand behind you, left hand to right knee, and just gently twist. Come back through center and twist to the left. Let the arm behind you be a kickstand, kind of to allow you to lean into it so that you can sit up a little bit taller. Twist to the right. Twist to the left. Come back to center. Hands on the knees. Take some body circles. You can start in any direction that you want. It could be big, like really exaggerate them, or you can go nice and small, or you can make them as tiny as you would like. You can take them fast, or you can take them slow. I love gentle yoga because it's a very slow moving flow. We get movement, we move all directions of the spine, we balance, we breathe, but we also get to feel how it feels switch directions. We also get to feel the pose a little bit deeper, but in a softer way, unlike a power vinyasa class or a hot yoga class, which is what I teach also. So gentle is those soft, slow movements where you get to become embodied, feeling, but then also having that freedom of the mind. Come back to center, sitting up nice and tall. Bring hands to shoulders. And we're just going to twist. So try to keep the tricep parallel with the mat, shoulder, this is the elbow in line with the shoulder as best that you can. Sometimes this is very hard to do this, and as you go through, you'll see that you'll even see my arms start to slip, and that's okay. Just when we're aware of it, and lead with the elbows, not the elbows, the waists. Lead with the waist. See my elbows. If we do this when we get tired, we start allowing everything to fall because we're just exhausted. Sometimes this is really hard work. Come back to center. Roll the shoulders up and down, or up and back, I should say, and then forward. And then release the arms down to the mat or down to your lap. Just close the eyes and take some nice, beautiful breaths. Feel how that movement felt in the body. I used to tell my massage therapist that I always felt like she pumped me up with air because I felt expanded from being able to move and having some space created. And I get that same sensation from movement in yoga. The movements start to allow my body to expand, to sit up taller, align myself better. The breath gets deeper, and all of this has effects on the body and how it makes us feel. Bringing the hands down here by the sides of your legs. So you can be on fingertips to start, which is where I'd like to start. We're going to take a nice big inhale. And on our exhale, we're going to flatten that right hand and we're going to bring that left arm all the way up and over. And then we're going to come over to the left. So the palm is flat and the arm comes up. So I have a bad shoulder. So this is as high as I can go right now, and that's okay. So go where your body will allow you to go today. And maybe as we warm up, halfway through practice, you might be able to go more. Come over to the right. Try to keep this arm, the right arm, straight so that you can really get that stretch in the side body. It also keeps us from dumping down. Sometimes when we think we're here, we think we need to go more, so we'll start changing the body shape to allow us more depth. Nope, don't do that. And then last time to the left. See, and look, now my arm can go a little higher. Sometimes I just need to move it once and then come back to center. Let's bring our legs straight out in front. Flex the toes back towards the face and then point the toes. Flex the toes, point the toes. Flex, point, flex, point. One more time. Flex and point. And then just relax the feet. We're going to walk our hands down our legs towards our feet. Now, if your hands stop right here, they stop there. Wherever you can't go, so go as far as you can go a little bit further, and see if you can maintain right there. And if you can, fantastic. If you can't, pull back. If you can touch the feet, you can grab them in any way that feels comfortable to you. And as we're here, we're going to let the elbows bend and pull forward. Inhale, sit up nice and tall. Exhale, then the elbows pull forward. So we don't want to pull down, we want to go forward. We want like our face to go forward. Inhale, exhale, bend the elbows. When you bend the elbows, you get to pull a little bit more and you start to feel that release in the very low back. Release the feet if you're holding on to them, and then slowly walk yourself back up. Take a nice big. Excellent. Come into child's pose. Knees are as wide as the mat, toes are touching behind you, hips go towards the heels, arms straight out in front, forehead on the mat. Feel that stretch from the shoulders to the fingertips. You know, your hips don't always have to touch the heels, and it's okay if they don't. It's the intention of where we want our body to go, which is most important. So if we free ourselves from believing that we have to be perfect in every yoga pose, we release that expectation and that pressure. And then we find more relaxation and more softness in the body that allows us to sink into the pose a little bit deeper than we thought we could. Breathe into the back body while you're here. Imagine a ball of light is your breath that is going down the back body. And then when it hits the hips, it comes up the front body and out the nose. In through the nose, down the back body. Then coming up the front body. So that way, the front and the back of the heart gets lots of prana, life force energy, our breath. On your next inhale, slowly walk yourself up. Sitting hips to heels. Bring your hands to heart center. Close your eyes or have a soft gaze down. And maybe you'd like to set an intention for the rest of the class. Maybe you'd like to dedicate this practice to somebody who needs a little positive energy. I dedicate my practice to you. May you find the ease and the softness as we move through. Take a nice big breath in through the nose. Exhale through the mouth, let it go. Come into our tabletop. Fingers are spread nice and wide. Wrists are underneath shoulders. Knees are underneath hips. Notice my knees are about hip width distance apart. And let's just stay here for a moment. Let's feel the knee into the mat. And you can roll your mat or use a blanket if you'd like extra cushion underneath your knees. That's perfectly fine. So feel the knees on the mat. Feel the shoelace side of your feet on the mat as well. Feel the hands, the fingers, the strength of the arms going up into the shoulders. Engage the abs. Tuck your tailbone just a tiny little bit, so you have a tiny little bit of roundness in the back. Not like we're doing cat pose, just so that the back stays nice and level. Moving into some cat-cows, take a nice big inhale. Let the gaze come up, let the belly drop. When you exhale, push through the mat, belly to spine, gazes at the navel. Inhale, gaze up, belly drops. Exhale, navel to spine. Push through the hands. And then come back to your tabletop. Thread the needle. Take your left hand, bring it underneath your face on the mat. And then take your right hand, inhale the right arm up. And then when you exhale, bring it through the left arm and the heart, placing the right cheek onto the mat. So the right hand, the palm's going to be facing up. Your left hand can stay straight out. You may also bind it behind you if you would like. Or it can stay right here by your face. Breathe in and out through the nose. Push the weight into the left arm. Bring yourself up. Right arm goes up, and then right hand comes down. Now switch places with your hands and let the right hand be in the middle. Inhale the left arm up. And then exhale, bring the left hand, the left arm through. Coming down on the left cheek. Now wherever you put your right hand, wherever you put your left hand, put your right hand. So if you took the bind, take the bind. If you had it straight out in front, let it straight out in front. Breathe into this gentle twist. Bring the weight into the right hand, push yourself up, left arm comes up. Left hand comes down to the mat. Come back into your tabletop. Without moving the left hand, bring the weight into the left hand. We're going to leave the left hand right there. We're going to lift our right arm forward, remembering that our gaze is down at the mat, and it's like we're reaching forward. Feet stay on the mat. Bring the right hand down. Bring the weight into the right hand, and then lift the left hand. So left arm is going forward. Feet stay down on the mat. Bring the left hand back. Pressing both hands down into the mat, lift just the right leg. So point the toe, the right leg goes back. We don't want it to go up. We just want it to be level. And if you're right here, then you're right there. The leg is still lifted. We just don't want it higher than the hip, because then you start to get into the low back. Release that knee down to the mat, and then straighten out the left leg. Keep the toes pointed, and then bring that knee down. Maybe let the hips go side to side for a moment. Always remember, in tabletop, you still want your core engaged. So pull the belly into the spine. Come back to stillness. So now we're going to combine those together. I know, right? We're going to lift our right arm first, and then lift the left leg. So we're reaching in opposite directions at the same time. We are also doing a cross body. Make sure your breath is nice and slow, in and out through the nose. Bring the right hand down first, then bring the left knee down. Left arm comes up, right leg comes up and back. Reaching forward with that left arm, reaching back with the right foot. Left hand comes down, right leg comes down. One more time on each side. Lift the right arm and then the left leg. Bring the right hand down, left leg comes down, and then left arm goes up, right leg goes back. Left hand comes down, right knee comes down, and then sit back, hips to heels. Let's give our shoulders a little rest. They've been working. Get a drink of water if you need it. My dogs are like toddlers. They want nothing to do with you until you're busy. Or I should say children, period. Put your hands in your lap. Let's take a nice deep breath in. Nice deep breath out. Let's bring the arms out in front. Let's just open them up and then bring them back. Open them up. Let the elbows bend. Bring them back. Open, close, open, close, open. And then just bring the arms back behind you. Maybe you interlace the fingers. Shoulders up, back and down. Sitting up nice and tall. Sitting hips to heels, in a way, forces you to sit up tall, to have a nice long spine, which is fantastic because then the breath has a clear channel of space to go up and down in. You can bring in more air. Everything is stretched a little bit, or woken up, I should say. We're going to fold forward, and we're going to let our arms go wherever they want to go. So as we hinge from our hips coming forward, forehead coming down to the mat, just let the arms come up. Bring the arms back down to the back, to your back, and then slowly come back up. We're going to do that one more time. So if your forehead does not touch the mat, lift your hips. That always helps for your hips to be lifted. Hands behind, interlace the fingers, fold forward, forehead comes to the mat. Let the arms come up behind you. Breathe into the back body. And on your next inhale, very slowly come up. Release your hands. We're going to bring our hands to the top of our mat. We're going to curl our toes and we're going to push up. We're not going into down dog. We're not going into forward fold yet. We're just going to push ourselves up so we come up to standing. I'm coming to the back of my mat. You may stay anywhere on your mat. Have a little space in between your feet, maybe like this much. Oops. Maybe like that much. Yeah, not a lot, that much. And just let your arms hang down by the side. We're going to concentrate on our feet. Let's rock back and forth. Lifting the toes, lifting the heels. Let's go side to side. And then let's lift the toes and let the big toe mound and the pinky toe mound really root into the mat so that you can feel both sides. So if you need to shift a little bit, shift. And then once that's there, keeping the toes lifted, feel the heel root into the mat. And let the toes slowly come down. Let's engage the thighs. Let's relax the tailbone. Let's pull up on the Mula Bandha lock. Pull up on the pelvic floor. Roll the shoulders up, back, and down. Palms face forward. Lift the chin, bring the ears back just a little bit. Take a deep breath in. Exhale out. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale the arms up overhead. Extended mountain. Relax your shoulders. You can open your eyes or keep them closed, your choice. We're going to take a tiny little back bend. And by tiny little back bend, I mean tiny little back bend. We are just going to let the heart come up a little bit. Very little. Pushing the hips forward. Very little. And then come back up to center. Bringing your palms together, hinge at your hips, forward fold, come all the way down. When you're there, release your hands down to the mat. Bend your knees if you need to. Inhale, halfway lift. Bring the hands to the top of your thighs. Push the tailbone back. Crown of the head forward. Gaze is at your mat. Bow forward. Inhale, bring your arms all the way up. Extended mountain. Coming back into that back bend, we're going to come a little further in that back bend. Take a nice big inhale. Push the hips forward, heart up to the ceiling. And then bring your arms back. Push the hips forward. Root down through the feet. Nice. Inhale, come back up. Hands together. Come all the way down for a forward fold. This time, see if you can let your knees relax just a little bit. Let the belly come towards the thighs, let the hands hang. So we're gonna have a little bend in our knees and our arms are gonna hang. And so is our head. Our head's gonna hang too. Crown of the head towards the floor. Kind of like a ragdoll forward fold without holding the arms. Take some yeses and some nos with the head. And then very slowly round up. Let your chin be the last thing to lift. Roll the shoulders up, back and down. Beautiful. Inhale, arms come up overhead. Exhale, back bend. Inhale, back up to center, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, bow forward. Step the right foot back, left foot back. We're going to be in down dog. A nice soft down dog. So pushing the hands into the mat. Most of the weight is in between the pointer finger and the thumb in that L shaped. Shoulders are away from the ears, so you can roll the shoulder blades back and down. Have a micro bend in your knees always as you need. Pulling up on your Mula Bandha lock. Engaging that core. Letting the breath come and go with ease. Find the freedom of the mind. Allow that chaos, that talking of you can't do this, you're not doing this right, this is too hard, to leave with your exhale. Breathe in the confidence. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Tippy toe your feet all the way up to your hands for a forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Bow forward. Inhale, rise all the way up for extended mountain. Take a little back bend. Inhale, forward fold. Exhale, forward fold, sorry. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Bring the feet back for plank. Right foot goes back first, left foot. So we're just gonna hold in plank. You can drop down to your knees for 3, 2, and 1. Push back to down dog. Breathe, take some nice deep breaths here. Drop the knees down. And then we're gonna take this right leg. Watch how we're gonna come into lunge. We're gonna come this way, and then we're just gonna bring it back onto the mat. And so your knees over your ankle, your back knee is down. And we're just gonna come up a little bit. Yeah. Nice. Inhale the arms up overhead. Bring your hands down to heart center. Come back to that intention you set. Fold forward, bring the hands down to the mat, straighten that front leg. Come up on the heel. This is a great place for blocks. So if you have blocks or books, you can lean on them. They make you taller. So you don't have to bend all the way, and it gives you more stability sometimes. Bring that foot down. Bring the hands on the inside of the foot. Bring the foot out, let it slide, and then bring it around and bring the knee back. We're gonna do lunge on the other side. Go ahead and bring that left leg out, and then just bring it in so that you're in lunge. Inhale, come up. First, put your hands on your knees so you can get your balance. Sometimes we need to bring the front foot out a little bit more. And then inhale the arms up. Yes. Bring your hands back down to heart center. Bow forward. and bring your hands down. And then sit back and come up on the heel, flex the toes back. And sometimes this side is a little hard for me, so I only come up this much with my foot, and that's okay. I'm removing my hands. Don't, you keep your hands there. Excellent. Bring that foot down, come forward. Bring the left hand on the inside of the foot. Slide that foot out to the side. Slide it back, bring that knee, touch your toes, open the knees, and come back to child's pose. Breathe into the body. And then push yourself up to hips to heels. I'm going to get a drink of water, so if you need a drink of water, please get some. And then we're going to come to one side of the hips. It doesn't matter which one, and we're going to bring our legs in front. Coming into cobbler's pose or butterfly pose. Heels together, soles of the feet together, knees open up. So there are different depths of this pose that you can go into. The less pressure, of course, is the feet furthest away from the body. But the more you bring it into the body, the more you get that inner stretch. So I always have to, I bring it in and then I have to get my sits bones down. And once you're here, grab your ankles and bring the body back just a little bit. Lots of times we'll start bending forward. We really want to sit up nice and tall. So I find that when I can grab my ankles and I have something to hold on to, I trust myself a little bit better to lean back just a tiny bit. And we're not leaning back so that we look like we're in a recliner like this. What we're doing is we're leaning back so that our shoulders are over our hips so that we are in alignment. Shoulder blades are back and down, breathe. And now we're going to fold forward. And you may want to bring your feet a little bit away. And so keeping the spine nice and long, we're just going to walk the hands forward. So if we keep the chin parallel with the mat, and we just walk forward, we'll start to feel it. Walk forward a little bit more. We're feeling it. Walk forward a little bit more. Place the palms down. Or if you can go further and get the forearms down, that's fine too. It's wherever you are. But wherever you are, drop the head. Like really drop the head. Breathe nice and deep while you're here. Lift the head. Start walking the hands back. Hands on the outsides of the knees. Bring the knees in nice and gently. Bring the legs out, and then we're going to lay down nice and slow onto the mat. Take a nice big. Good morning, stretch. Stretch like you're going to grow. Stretch like someone's pulling you in opposite directions. Stretch from toes to fingers. Feel the expansion in the body. And then relax. Bring the arms down by your side. You can close your eyes if you'd like, or stare at something on the ceiling. Bring the soles of the feet onto the floor. Bring the very low back of the sacrum onto the mat. Hands on the belly. Just feel the breath coming in and out. Bring the right ankle on top of the left knee. Now, if this is enough for you today, you can stay right here. If you would like to go a little bit deeper into the pose, lift the left leg. Again, this may be where you'd like to stop. If you'd like to go further, bring the hands through, grab the back of the left thigh. So as you pull that left leg forward, push the right knee away from you. Not with your hands, just push it away from you, pulling the left leg in. If you're holding on to your left leg, release your hands, bring them out. Tee them out. Bring the sole of the left foot back down to the mat. We are going to twist to the left. We're going to bring the left knee down and we're going to bring the right foot onto the mat. Arms are teed out, let the palms face up. Breathe into your side body. Breathe into that right hip. We're going to bring everything back to center. So we're just going to come back onto that the sole of the left foot. The right ankle is still going to be on the left knee. Bring your arms down by your side. Let your right foot go down to the mat. Let your hips settle a little bit. Take the left ankle, place it on the right knee. And this is stop number 1. If you would like to go to stop number 2, pick up the right leg. Stop number 3, place the hands through, grab the back of the right thigh. As you pull the right leg towards you, push the left knee away from you. Again, we're not pushing with our hands, we're just pushing it freely. If you're holding onto the right leg, release the right leg, bring the sole of the foot down to the floor. Tee out your arms again, palms face up. This time we're going to drop the right knee and the left foot onto the mat. We're going to gaze to the left if that's not too much. This time we're going to breathe into the left hip, the left side body. I'm going to come back up to center. Left ankle is still on the right knee. Bring the left leg down. Bring both arms down. Let the back settle. And then bring the knees into the chest. Give them a hug, maybe rock side to side. Maybe take a happy baby. And then when you're ready, come down to your Shavasana. Lying on your back, maybe you want a blanket or a pillow underneath your knees. Let the breath start to slow down. Let the body be heavy with every exhale that you take. Arch your lips ever so slightly. Let your jaw relax. Let your shoulders slide down the back and into the mat. Do a quick body scan. Start at your toes and work your way all the way up through the crown of the head. And if there are any spaces in the body that still feel tight or sticky, just breathe into them. See if you can release that just a little bit more. Start to wiggle your toes and your fingers, bringing some gentle movement into the body. Allow your head to go side to side. And then very slowly roll to your left side. And with your next inhale, slowly come up to a seated position. And when you're there, with your eyes closed or your gaze soft, bring your hands to heart center. And rub your hands together, bringing some energy and warmth into the body. Left hand on the heart, right hand over the left hand. Take a nice big breath in. When you exhale, bow to yourself. Bow to yourself in gratitude for taking time out of your day to give yourself some self-love and self-care. Thank you so much for joining me for class today. It was a pleasure to guide you through practice. May you find freedom of mind with every breath that you take. Thank you. Thank you. Have a great day. Have a happy Monday. And I'll see you next week. Bye.